Okay, so hello guys, it's about time to do the temperate update now. So what we have here are just my standard fly traps. Come out a little bit, and yeah, so there we go. They're getting ready to flower about now. There's gonna be some pretty robust flower buds coming in. Should be interesting, getting plenty of seed out of there. And let's see. Perps are finally starting to put on some leaves after flowering. Took them long enough. And here we have some Drosera rotundifolia. Not liking the heat increase so far, but that's just the way Virginia is. It'll get used to it eventually. What else do we have? We got Drosera intermedia. It's growing fairly well. Then we have some Xyrus, or yellow eyegrass, Drosera filiformis. It's actually putting up some flower stalks, much lower than I would have expected. Right smack dab in the middle of the leaves, so it's probably going to catch its pollinators, which is usually what they try to avoid doing. Makes no sense to me. And some Polygola. What else do we have? Oh, yeah, second pot. There we have a northern style perp. Looking pretty good. And I did a hybrid. Let's see. Where is it? There it is. As you can see, the rather interesting hood. Kind of tannish. Some white fringes. It's rather interesting. It's a very unusual growth habit, though. It tends to only keep one leaf at a time. So, you'll see if it tends to do that still. And another hybrid, unknown origins. And then I moved some long arm capillaris out here. Much smaller than the ones I have growing indoors. But looking very red. And we have some Sarracenia seedlings all over the place. Yeah, this pot's not draining that well for some reason, so it's been raining a lot, and water's been pooling. But the intermedia seedlings seem to like it a lot. And there's a rotundifolia seedling. There's a little Jonesii division there, and this perp has a rather interesting lid on her hood. So there we go. Lid touches and makes for a rather attractive plant. And further this way, we have some native Virginia perps that I saved from Reedy Creek Bog after it was herbicided. So as you can see, it's growing quite nicely. Larger ones are adapting outdoors. I might move the smaller ones inside again, put them under lights. They seem to grow better that way. You can see, very red. And further this way, we have the family bog garden. So here we have Sarracenia jonesii from South Carolina. Rather attractive plant. And deformed leaf with a new one coming up. Some offshoots. Then we have Sarracenia psittacina among a mess of Drosera filiformis. So when I got that, it was relatively small, but partially submerged it. It seems to be doing much better now since it had a higher prey capture rate. Then we have some Eriacalon decangulari getting ready to flower. And Sarracenia flavorinata doing something very weird with some highly mutated leaves. Or highly deformed leaves, not mutated, but it's ugly right now. And then some more Virginia perp. That one's making very small leaves for some reason, flowered. And then some more Reedy Creek perps. Rather large seedling right there. And I guess you can't call that a seedling anymore. And then we have another perp over there with the remnants of its flower. And Sarracenia minor, doing very nicely. And Sarracenia noxii, which is Rosea biflava. Very ornate hood, V-shaped mouth, thick lip, coppery color. I like it. Ken has a, let's see. Come on that way. Ken has some faint windowing going on. When the leaves first open, they're really coppery colored and very attractive, so I like it quite a bit. There's a Polygola lutea starting to flower. Then we have over here, Sarracenia rubra, Georgia Falline Sandhill, which is one of my favorite forms of the rubra complex. So, give you a back shot of Jonesii, so you can see how different that is. Much thicker mouth. And Flava rugelii has some leaves open right now. Very powerful looking plant. These are something that one of my friends sent me as Sarracenia catesbii, but they look more like the Leda right now, so we'll see. And we have the blueberry bush with some xyris. That did not yield any fruit. And Sarracenia leucophylla. That's doing rather well. That one has some pretty impressive fall leaves. Then below that we have Calopogon tuberosus, the grass pink orchid. Then over here, which I skipped over, let's see, we have rose begonia orchid. So, oh yeah, and something one of my friends, Mason, also sent me is his personal cross of Purpurea violeta. So, we'll see how that turns out. His are looking really good. Hopefully mine show the same traits. So that is all for the outside plants. And I'll update you guys sometime later in the summer. And last parting shot of the purp. Okay, goodbye.